Okay, so I'm gonna catch up on the Bell Collective because I definitely don't forgot about it. But we're gonna catch there. It's season 7, episode 3. Squab-Belle up, squabble up. Get it? And we always start where we leave off, which was at Selena's 50th birthday party. But instead of partying, remember we had to step outside to handle a little bit of business, okay? Which almost turned into a fight between Latrice and Letitia because Selena thought she was trying to bring them together to, come as one and be, friends and all that stuff. Cordial, agree to disagree, apologize, whatever, move on. But that's not what happened because Latrice is mad and fed up, and she is tired of Latrice or Letitia and everybody trying to keep putting them back together because she over it. And of course, Letitia was apologizing and all that stuff. Remember, I'm just this is kind of rehashing last episode, but with this one, it starts with because Latrice was like, "Yeah, and I don't trust you and all this stuff. She called her a bitch, which almost started the fight because she accuses Letitia of reaching out to her current or former employees to, I don't know, come after her some kind of way. Okay. So everybody is trying to break up this fight because we don't want them to fight for real, for real. It is supposed to be somebody's party, birthday. We're supposed to be celebrating. Glenn heard there was a fight outside, so he come out here to come save his wife. Of course, Letitia forget everything that he done did. And like, oh man, my baby coming to rescue me. This is why I marry him. Okay, yeah, be happy for him right now until you get back tomorrow. But they trying to go back and forth again about what exactly Latrice was doing or Letitia was doing, who she was reaching out to. They don't call Josh on the phone. Josh like, yep, you did call me. You called me. Letitia is defending herself like I ain't do none of this stuff y'all talking about. Why would I do something? Last time I talked to him was like what 2 years ago or something, like years ago. And Carrie points out that she sees that it looked like Marie ain't why she ain't over there trying to help her friend Letitia. It was more Chantel was having her back and Glenn, which was fine. I mean, Marie did have her back. It was just she was spectating like everybody else would. Like, look like you was, girl. Why ain't you have her back while you over there talking? But anyway, she had Glenn. Marie is asking Latrice like, what is the whole thing with her reaching out? Like, what was she trying to do? Latrice don't even know, but she just thinking that it's just something bad. Like she trying to come for my business, take my business away, destroy my reputation. Anything of those along the lines. And Letitia, poor girl. She can't believe it. Like, this is what it's come to. All these people want to try to fight little old me. Boo hoo. I can't believe Latrice would do this to me. I would never. So the next scene, we have Letitia, Marie, and Shantae. And they are discussing the whole party and what happened because, you know, Latrice basically felt like, she's about to get jumped pretty much, and Shantae was feeling like, well, dang, Marie, you probably should have had Letitia back a little bit more. And Marie is like, girl, I actually did have her back. I was trying to keep Latrice at bay, over there. And shoot, while y'all talking about me having whoever backs, like whenever I was into it with Latrice, Letitia actually stayed out of it. I mean, so comparing, I mean, I don't know why she was comparing the two, but I guess, to make the point, like, listen, I actually was trying to do something versus my friend who, I mean, she did try to help. She did. But for the most part, she did stay out of it. But she would reach out to Latrice. Yeah, I'm saying, but she would always reach out to Latrice to try to get her to talk to Marie all the time. So I don't know, maybe Latrice, tongue twisters, okay? But I guess Letitia is, kind of just feeling like, okay, whatever, Marie, maybe you do got a little grudge against me or for that, fine. But regardless to the fact, Shantae, Marie, I don't need nobody's back. I got myself. I'm good. I'm highly favored and blessed, and I can handle Latrice just fine by myself. But yeah, she also does it, admit to Marie or tell Marie that she did not reach out to no employees on malicious type stuff at all. So whatever it is that, Latrice got against her, it's not true. That's basically what she's trying to say. So the next scene, it's with Latrice at her house with Marie, Tambra, and Selena. And with this scene, pretty much Latrice is doubling down on the Letitia beef. Like, yeah, fuck her. I ain't gonna deal with her. That's she old news. I'm move on. I could be in the same room with her. It's just, and Glenn, just don't be saying nothing to me. That's all. Y'all stay over there. I can stay over here. The girls, of course, is just trying to get her to come around. Like, come on, you can still talk to her. You can still. And she like, nope, nope, no. All this that y'all trying to convince me, it's just not gonna work. Marie does ask her again about the whole employee situation. Like, well, you're saying that she reached out to ex employees. Do you have any proof of this? The only proof Latrice has is the said employee's word of mouth. Like, that's kind of all. And Marie does bring up a good point because if they are disgruntled ex employees, don't you think that would make a difference in what they say about you? Because technically they would be, especially if they was fired and stuff in not a good way, they probably wouldn't have nothing good to say about you anyway. And was willing, and you know what I'm saying, especially being on TV and all that stuff. We know Josh was a little thirst. Okay, we so can we really trust that they was just being honest or just being mean toward Latrice and using Letitia as a way of get back? So that was a good point that Marie brought up. But like I said, Latrice is over it. Like, whatever. Y'all can all talk to y'all blue in the face. But our friendship is done and over with. And that's just going to take something different versus what it took for me, for Latrice and Marie. And of course, this little meeting, by the way, was a kind of like a makeup birthday session for Selena. She did buy her a cake and stuff because it's like, we weren't supposed to be fighting at your birthday like that. My bad. It was your fault. You started it. So then we see Carrie. She is back in Biloxi, it is, right? That where she live, in Biloxi, or does she live in Mobile? I don't know, but I'm going to guess it was Biloxi either way. She's back at home with her family, her kids, and we get to see her mom and dad bringing them dinner. I was cracking up because her mom sounded like my mom talking about cooking. So every time I call you eating somewhere, yeah, but that's just because you just got bad timing when you call, I guess. But her parents seem pretty cool. They're entrepreneurs themselves. Raised her up right. That's where she get her business ethics from. And speaking of business, she does go on to explain that this brick and spoon that she opened up in Mobile is not actually doing as well as she wanted it to. So she in a little bit of a predicament here because it's kind of at that point where do we close it down or do we continue, to invest and keep it open and just, fingers crossed. But, something that her mom, giving her a little bit of, she gave her some advice, encouraging words. It might not have been as nurturing in the moment, but she know her mom, and the tough love is just something that she was gonna get regardless, right? Yeah, so cute little family though. So next is Letitia and her mom, and they are out doing like some paint something, painting ceramics, painting pottery, whatever, and just talking about life and relationships. And her and Glenn is the focus of the conversation. You know, what is she gonna do? What is she not gonna do? Her mom is giving her, the best advice that she can, but she ultimately know that her daughter gonna do what it is that she wanna do. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it was cute that she's basically told her that she got her back. She's trying to help her out financially. Get her own. Because I'm like, putting her on a credit card. I'm like, what? You couldn't get your own credit card? Like, or do you don't want the paper trail to come back to the mail and then Glenn find out? I mean, I don't know, girl, but whatever. Either way, slowly but surely, she's trying to find independence here and there because doing all this stuff on her own without Glenn is like one of the major things that he just can't handle. Okay, because he all man, hear me roar, man, the head of the household, pay the bills. You do what I say, and all that bullshit, right? But she wants out, and she just trying to figure it out. Obviously, Mama's advice is good advice. We'll see if she takes it. She did say that I guess the first step is to kick Glenn out of her professional life. Okay. Which I thought that was already separate in the first place, but maybe not. See, that's what I'm saying. All these little things coming out now about you and Glenn. I'm rethinking the whole Letitia Enterprise situation because what is it? And then like that whole Ferris Street thing, like like I'm just like, so what really was you doing or what was you not doing? You playing around, faking doing this crap? Is Glenn technically the owners of the LCs and stuff? You know what? Her mama said, "Listen, I'm paying." She was paying some type of plate. When you done, you fed up and through, come over to the house and you're gonna break this plate. And that's how I'm going over it's real. Okay? Because at this moment she know her daughter ain't going nowhere. So, I did forget because we on Letitia right now, but back when she was talking to Selena, Marie, and Tambra, she did let them know about her blood clot situation. And the ladies was just telling her, like, yeah, it was some serious stuff, but you was the one that was acting like all nonchalant about it, like, girl, what? But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Now Latrice cooking with expired food. Now, girl, when the last time you opened up a cabinet? If the dang instant mashed potatoes is spoiled or the expired, the butter expired, girl, you need to throw away the whole refrigerator, the whole cabinet, and probably the whole pantry. Yeah, so Latrice was playing around in the kitchen with Amanda, cooking up some dinner for Cliff because he is coming home back from his trip in Colombia. And, they just talk about what he been missing since he been gone. That whole fight that she got into with Letitia. Cliff was just telling her like, yeah, you can't be calling nobody no bitches and stuff. Like, see, you too classy for this. We high class peoples. We get high profile couple, black excellence or whatever. You can't be out there rolling in the mud with the pigs. Okay, girl. And she, listening to her husband say, like, okay, babe, you right. I did stoop down real low. I did. The trees be cracking me up sometimes, girl, for real. But um, you know, this scene it actually kind of made me realize that they are kind of made for each other. I can see it. I see it. Look, I see why they together. Y'all, did the spark just something just clicked in my mind. I said, yeah, I see it. Y'all belong together. But anywho, she telling him how Glenn was all up in her face and things like that, and he shouldn't be doing that. Which he wasn't all up in her face like that, but he did say some things just to try to diffuse the situation, okay? But he wasn't gonna fight nobody, girl. And Cliff is, I guess, maybe a little bit understanding when it comes to Glenn, just because he like basically just said he a desperate man over there, so you just gonna have to lean back Okay, and just stay out their way. You don't need to be all up wrapped up in that crap. And of course, Latrice agrees because she don't even want to be messing around with them bells anyway, for real, for real. And speaking of the bells and, getting, or should I say, getting rid of things, not, or staying away from things, not necessarily the bells, but staying away from things. She's telling Cliff, yeah, because we need to get healthy and all that stuff, ooh, no more blood clots. It's your last day, so you better enjoy. I'm like, dude, this is like him. Man, I mean, take all my day. Like, we gonna come over here and try to tell me I can't eat no dang steak. Yeah, Cliff, guess you gonna chicken and fish and turkey you to death. Yeah, we're gonna end the episode with Glendale and Letitia is at home. And Letitia decided to tell Glenn that, listen, I'm about to separate these accounts, okay? Get my own little thing going. Me and Donald got some things lined up. Got the talk show, got some other things coming. Um, I want to be celibate, okay? And all the while, she's trying to explain all these things that, the new Letitia is going to be, because I'm not no housewife that you tried to, I guess, make me to be, or that I was. I done got me a TV show and all this stuff, and I'm out here. So you have to deal with it or get lost. Okay? And now Glenn, on the other hand, something that he can't comprehend. Okay? Something that Glenn just don't understand what an independent woman is. And not necessarily even independent, because guess what? I'm still married to you and all these things. So technically I'm not. I'm still depending on you for what are other things, right? Besides just the wallets. But you so archaic in your thoughts. This I'm paying all bills and you shouldn't be wanting to do nothing. You should be just straight and just be happy with me. The only time I get attention is if I bust out the wallet or you want some dick. And she like, girl, boy, don't be trying to play me, okay? So that's why she brought up this whole celibacy thing, which obviously was not the right button to push, because, okay, so now not only is you doing all these changes and want to be an independent woman, making me feel like you don't want me, making me feel like you want to go sleep around with your Donald, your little co-worker friend, investor dude, because I know what investor dudes all they want to do, right? We have to owe him something, girl. And I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be in all the meetings. I'm supposed to be the no, 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 no. Because the more you kept saying me, you supposed to zoop, the more I wanted to just throw my damn shoe at your head. Because, boy, if I don't know. It might be a southern thing. I'll say, look, it might be that it's from Mississippi. Okay. I think when it comes to the southern states, we kind of put Mississippi and Alabama on they the real low. Like, I'm not trying to play none of y'all. I'm just saying, like, in society of history and growing up, them two states, the niggas. Let's just be real. And probably the most right, the most traditional roots rules will probably lay in those two states versus, I'm way up north here, Michigan. We live the fast life. And yeah, it ain't gonna work like that. That's all I'm saying, Glenn. You need to come back to the future. I don't know why you stuck back there. Especially, that's what I'm saying. What are you providing? You doing all this and I just okay, because I'm about to go on a tangent and I don't really want to do all that. It's just because I'm you be making me mad now. I hate it. I hate when dudes be on some type of high horse, and I just hate the misogynistic stuff of it all. Like, it really does bother me. Because, dude, really? That's how you really feel? Because and Tisha, I know in the moment, you probably don't really say things that you necessarily supposed to do. So it's probably why it's good to write stuff down, because you just gotta tell him, like, dude, this is not life. And this can't be life. And if you want a happy wife, then you gonna have to you might need to Google, or because like you said, you ain't dumb and you all this, right? Yeah. So you do your research on how to be a good husband and be a good partner and in a good relationship with your wife. And then and come back to me with that research and see what, and let me see if you change your mind. Okay? Because if you don't change your mind, yeah, we definitely got to go. And he ended up walking out, talking about, oh, I ain't dealing with this because that's the last say. You take away the boom boom. There ain't nothing else left to say. That's it. That's it. You don't want me? Yep. That means you don't want me. So I got to go. And yeah, he left, and that was the episode. We get to be continued, and we'll continue when I get to it. I'm gonna try to get to it. Let me get to it. I'm gonna go walk. I gotta go walk my dog because he over here crying. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna catch up, and I'll get back to y'all on the next one. Belle Collective, season 7.